Welcome to Let's Talk. Here we will focus on the hustle, the juggle, and everyday struggle of small business. We will be here every week talking to small business owners about their everyday struggles, stresses, and ways they have been able to overcome the challenges of running their business. We welcome questions and comments, so please feel free to email us at admin@PlemonsCPA.com. We hope you enjoy, and above all, we hope it helps. Well, welcome to the Hustle, Juggle, and Struggle of Small Business. I am Thalia Williams, your host. We are sponsored by Pontum Financial, connecting your financial dots. Today we have in our studio Michael L. Jackson, founder and president of Idle Time Cinema. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you in the studio. So tell us a little bit about you and your business and how you got started.
Well, I got started probably going on about 10 years ago, and basically I am a video film production company. And within that, in turn, I produce music videos, commercials, web ads, anything video-related, short films, music videos, just anything in general related to film or video/video.
Wow, 10 years, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
You've seen a lot of changes in the industry, haven't you?
Oh, yes. When I first started out, they were still actually shooting on film. I started out as an intern for a local production company here, and they were still shooting on actual 35-millimeter film. They were doing a lot of...
What's 35? No, I'm teasing.
Yeah, I know, right? Everything shoots on cards these days, but no, it was actual film, motion picture film that they were actually shooting on. And yeah, throughout the years, I mean, I've seen the digital revolution come in and pretty much take over the industry.
Really? How has that impacted your business?
I mean, it's been a blessing. The thing is, it created a lot of competition per se, because anybody feels that they can just pick up a camera and go at it. Granted, it made things affordable for independent filmmakers and whatnot to be able to do it, because the cost of producing film and just developing it, and the cost of it, it was it was out of the ballpark and not too realistic. I mean, once I got into the industry and saw how much the thing cost, I was actually worried there. So the video kind of came in right about the right time. You know, the cameras weren't quite, the quality wasn't quite there yet, but throughout the years it's gotten better and better to the point where it's made film obsolete.
Oh, which is so sad. You know, I remember seeing back in the day, I'm not going to date myself, but, you know, when you used to go to the movies and you see those old black and white films and you hear the
you don't even hear that anymore, because it's all digital projectors. So, I mean, yeah, film is the way of the dodo.
Wow, that's amazing. So why this particular type of service? Why this particular type of product?
Passion. I do. The service that I provide is a way of means for me to gather income in the meantime. But my true passion is filmmaking. But like I say, within that, still got to pay bills. So that requires producing business videos for business and whatnot.
Okay. All right. So what have been some of your challenges in running your business? I mean, 10 years is almost like a milestone for most people.
I guess the greatest challenge was just getting the money together for the equipment. I mean, over the years, it's been years just gathering the equipment that I feel that it is adequate for me to be able to do what I want to do. So that's been the biggest challenge, just gathering up everything. I mean, because the equipment is expensive. I mean, cameras are expensive, lights are expensive, sound equipment is expensive. I mean, you guys know you're in the same business pretty much, and mics and all of this, they cost money, and big money pretty much.
True enough. That is usually one of the hardest things, depending on the type of service that you offer. What equipment do you need to run the business efficiently?
Exactly.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that. But if I want my business to be successful, I have to do the outlay.
Exactly.
You have to do the outlay.
Exactly.
So why do you persist? Why do you continue to do what you do?
It's just a passion. It's just a drive. I mean, I can't at this point in my life see myself doing anything else. I mean, nobody knows what tomorrow may bring, but, I'm just going to keep pushing this as long as I can, because this is what I want to do.
Gotcha. How critical is support to you?
Not too much. I mean, throughout the years, you get people that come and go and say, "Oh, I believe you," and then there's some people that don't and stuff and whatnot. I really just been pushing myself along all this time, and of course, you question yourself: What are you doing? Are you going to be able to do this? Why are you doing this? All of those questions that plays, I guess, into anybody's head who has some type of business or whatnot. So.
All right, because I know you talked about passion.
Mm-hmm.
And the passion came from growing up and seeing movies, or the creativity behind it?
Just the whole process, the creativity behind it, just the process, even just the equipment and whatnot. It's just the whole aspect just has always fascinated me. Just the whole filmmaking process from an idea to getting all the materials and the people and the equipment and everything necessary to implement that idea, to producing that idea, and to the editing and finishing up and seeing it actually come to life. I just enjoy the whole process.
That's amazing because, when I look at studio shoots and the people standing around and it's like, okay, you had to be on set at 7 a.m. And then by 9:30 p.m. you're wrapping up. And I'm going, seriously?
Yeah. And that's one thing. People think that it's all glitz and glamour and whatnot, but it's hard work. I mean, it's long hours, the 10-hour days. Yeah, the struggle's real.
I don't doubt that.
The struggle is real. But, if you don't have a love for it, you won't last in it. I mean, because I've had people come to me and, like I say, when I've done my own little short films or whatever. Oh, I want to be an actor. Okay, you get out there, and then they get out there, an hour into it, 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours. I don't think I want to do this. No, okay, yeah.
Because all they normally see is the finished product.
The finished product, not the hard work. Actors, it's just the film business in general. It's a difficult business. I would put it somewhere along the lines of construction.
Interesting analogy there. Construction, huh? So tell us about a failure that you learned from.
Oh, gosh, I had plenty of those.
We only need one or two, okay? Because anytime you've been in business longer than 30 days, you have had some sort of failure that you've had to contend with.
I mean, I guess I made, in general, the same mistake that everybody that comes into film business, they don't quite understand that at the end of the day, it is a business. So you have to look at it, the aspect, okay, you're just looking at it like, I want to make a film. Okay, well, what are you going to do with the film after you're done with it? How are you going to market it? How are you going to sell it? How are you going to make your money back? So in turn, that's just a general part of any business. Any business has to market their product or whatnot, and a lot of filmmakers make that mistake. They may acquire the money to actually shoot the film, but they don't set aside money to market the film, and then they're stuck with a film that just pretty much sits on the shelf. So that's I mean, I haven't, to a degree, I've tested that out with a short film, and on a short film, I spend more than I should have. But just in general, it gave me an idea, okay, yeah, I spent an amount of money, but it's a good thing that this was just a short, because if it was a feature, I wouldn't have any money left over to market it, so... Yeah, it's been a couple of mistakes, and I mean, and just the whole process of learning how to shoot and light and whatnot, it's a lot that goes into it. I mean, it's a constant learning experience. I mean, I don't think anybody in this industry can actually say that they are just a true master, because it's always changing. Things are changing, techniques are changing, equipment is changing. Everything is always in a constant rotation, so no one quite masters it. You have to just kind of go with the flow of it.
So what has been a success that you learned from?
What has been a success? I can say just being able to maintain at this point and pay my bills.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've obviously had some success because you keep doing it. Because most people, if they fail too many times, they're like, I'm done. I'm finished. I don't want to do it anymore. But you've obviously had some success enough that you wanted to keep doing. So talk about one of your films.
Let's see. Well, one in particular, Solemn's Dilemma, was a short that we did, which I'm actually kind of proud of. We won awards for that one, and got some notoriety about it, behind it. But again, it was just a short film. But the interest in it was pretty big. I mean, we had a lot of people throughout the country who actually, when we were shooting it and somewhat promoting it and whatnot, they thought it was an actual feature, which was flattering. It's like, okay, when is this? Is this coming on Netflix or whatnot? So that was kind of a booster, and its part. But like I say, the process I'm in now is actually putting together a full feature. So ask me this about another year or so.
Okay, we'll circle back around. We'll bring you back in and let you talk about that one. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. Today we have Chris Hall from Pontum Financial. Let's talk a little bit about time is money, time equals money.
Yeah, well, everyone's heard the slogan, time is money. It's never applied more than it does today. Everyone's got so many different things fighting for their dollars, and everyone has so many different things that are fighting for their time. And that's the one thing that no matter how much money you make or how well your business is doing, you can never buy more of it. So everybody's got the same amount of minutes in the day, and everybody's got to learn how to spend them the most efficiently. So I always tell people, if there's something that you're doing that is taking more time than it would take a person who can actually do that task, whatever it may be. I always use getting your oil changed for an example. I love changing my own oil, but if I can pay somebody $30 an hour as opposed to spending my hour doing it, if I want to make $100 an hour, then I'm not spending $30 an hour. I'm wasting $70.
Wow, that's fascinating, Chris. Well, that sounds like really, really good advice. How can we contact you for more?
The best way to contact us is to reach out by phone. It's 210-625-4845. Our office is right off of 281 in Bitters. You can follow us on LinkedIn or Facebook, and you can check out our website at pontumfinancial.com. That's PONTEM financial.com.
Chris Hall is a partner with Pontum Financial and offers securities and investment products and services through Waddell & Reed, Inc., WRI, member FINRA/SIPC. Pontum Financial is a separate entity from WRI. So what does success look like to you?
First of all, being happy with what you do. If you're happy with what you do, I think my philosophy is the money will come, the level of money that you most people would like to obtain in show business per se. But the main thing is just being happy and enjoying what you do. If you're truly dedicated to it and you're happy with it, then the rest will fall into place.
Interesting, because most people equate success with a certain status, a certain dollar amount, but a lot of entrepreneurs are finding, and that I've heard say, is being happy with what you do.
Exactly.
And if you love what you do, the money will come because you're not going to be forever chasing money because it'll never be caught.
Exactly.
You'll
never be satisfied at that point,
Not at all. And that's the challenge that I think some people who think they want to work for themselves, it's like, well, I don't want a boss over me, or I don't want to do this because that doesn't make any sense, not realizing that it is required for you to have a boss if you're going to be a business owner, because your clients are your bosses. And most people don't realize that. I just don't want to be up under him, or I can do it better. I can make a better mousetrap.
The only deal is you want to get as many chances.
True, very true. And the challenge always is, how can you keep that mousetrap going so that you can have income coming in?
Yeah, exactly.
Undoubtedly. Wow. So if you had to do anything over again, is there anything you would do differently, if at all?
I would have to get back to you on that one. I mean, I know there are things differently that I would probably do. I can't think of them at this point in time. I mean, because I tend don't to look back per se. I'm constantly looking forward to the future. But if I had a moment to set aside and whatnot, I'm sure there's some things I would have did differently. And
most people come to the conclusion, if I had done things differently, I might not be where I am now.
Yeah, exactly.
And the people that they've met, the lives that they've influenced, because ultimately you're where you're at because of the decisions that you made. And some decisions could have put you on a different projectile, different path altogether, where you'd be like, oh, this isn't exactly where I want it to be.
Exactly. I guess that's why I don't really focus too much on, I should have turned left and I should have turned right. Okay, I turned right and I'm going to keep going. So
what advice would you give our audience? What tidbits of information, insight, pearls of wisdom would you offer?
I guess just my daily drive of just continuing and pushing on. You're going to have obstacles, you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have failures. The thing is just to endure and keep pushing on.
So what's on the horizon for Idle Time Cinema?
Idle Time Cinema, hopefully films. Like I say, we're in the process of actually making a full feature. I just wrapped up a commercial. Like I say, within the meantime, I still do commercials and stuff and whatnot for people and whatnot. I just finished up a commercial here this past week for a local restaurant here. But like I say, my main focus and goal is actually full feature films. So, like I said, I'm in the process of that particular venture right now. I've just wrapped up the script, and we're kind of fine-tuning and whatnot and arranging and getting investors together. So we're going to try to keep it moving.
Undoubtedly. Wow. Well, we want to give a shout out to Maria and
Most
Williams
Most
of
definitely.
Majestic Events.
Majestic Events.
By Maria, and now the
Art of
Four.
Four.
Yes. I'm hoping that you can get involved with them, too.
Well, I did. I actually did a video for her.
Did you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes,
oh, that's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. So we need to look for that, too, somewhere in her space.
Yeah, I mean, we did it probably about almost a year ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Might be another one coming up, guys. I think she wanted to do one every year focusing on our different artists and whatnot. So
Excellent.
Should be the Art of 6 this year.
Maybe so. We don't know for sure.
Exactly.
But that is marvelous. So how can someone get a hold of you to potentially utilize your services?
They can go to Idle Time Cinema. That's IDLE timecinema.com. Look me up there, send me an email, phone number's there, give me a call, smoke signal, whatever you need to do.
Well, let us have your number just in case.
210-387-0672.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Michael L. Jackson. I know you get teased a lot, don't you?
I'm used to it at this point.
I would think so.
At this point. Like I say, I was around when he was on top back in, I ain't date myself.
Right.
Yeah. Back, it was actually kind of cool then. Yeah, when I was younger, so yeah.
I got you. Well, we thank you so much for being on the show,
you.
The Hustle, Juggle, and Struggle of Small Business.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all, and then we'll talk with you soon. Have a good day. For more information about any of our guests, or if you have questions and comments, please email us at admin@PlemonsCPA.com. And don't forget to check out our website, PlemonsCPA.com, for upcoming events and workshops in San Antonio.
David B Plemons CPA Inc. is providing this podcast as a public service, but it is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of David B Plemons CPA Inc. policy. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by David B Plemons CPA Inc. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the Hustle, Juggle, and Struggle of Small Business podcast does not imply an endorsement of them or their concepts or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by David B Plemons CPA Inc. employees are those of the employees and do not necessarily reflect the views of David B Plemons CPA Inc. or any of its officials. You should always consult your own investment advisors, attorneys, and accountants before making any decisions concerning your financial matters. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our office.